Dude, I appreciate you so much, man. These are difficult conversations to have, you know? They are,
Yeah,
dude.
but
And it's
yeah,
been crazy, just like how many people are stepping into this. I mean, I feel like family members even, right? It's just like you had no idea like where certain family members were at with things and kind of what reactions anyone like certain people would have, and it's kind of just like it kind of exposes like where people are at, and yeah, yeah,
yeah. If anything, I would just, if anything, I could say is the most powerful thing is everybody collectively talking about it. You
yeah.
know, I was reading a post by a white lady, and she posted on like Black Out Tuesday or whatever. It was like, hey, this is actually like silencing our voices, or whatever. She said it in her own way, and maybe could have said things a little bit better. And so therefore, then you get in her comments these people saying, "I can't believe you said that. I'm unfollowing you." Blah 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 blah. I totally disagree. Blah blah blah. And 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 I was like, man, let me comment on her thing and say, hey. And so I wrote her a comment. I said, hey, this is awesome. You know, thank you for just sharing and opening yourself up for correction. You
Mm,
know, and I said, no matter what, please don't stop talking about this, because that's when it all kind of goes back to being hidden. It comes back. It starts to be like culture versus culture in a sense. It's like, well, my culture doesn't really talk about this because I don't feel qualified. And someone actually wrote a comment on her page and said, "You are not qualified to
wow.
even be talking about this." And
Wow.
I was like, and I'm in my opinion, I'm like, everyone is qualified to talk about it because we need to talk about it. We have to have these conversations and open ourselves up to correction,
Yep.
and to understanding. Because if she just stays silent because of the fear of, oh, I can't say anything about black people and black rights and stuff like that because somebody's going to jump down my throat, because you're not going to make everybody happy, but at least you can do the best you can do is to at least try to educate yourself and
Mm,
say and speak up about it and say, hey, there is something wrong going on here. I might not articulate it fully and correctly like she, maybe didn't or whatever in some people's opinion, but I was just thankful that she actually stepped up and said something, and said, hey, like, this is my thoughts on this. And at least it opens up and keeps the door open for communication. Like any relationship, communication is key. And so I can, if anybody who's watching out there, keep on communicating, keep opening yourself up to communication and to being corrected. And if you feel like there's something, if you say something wrong, apologize for it. Hey, I'm just here learning. I'm really trying to learn because I love everybody. Like,
mm,
why not? You know what I mean? Like, I
mm.
want everybody to have equal rights too. I'm just trying to figure out how to, what's the right perspective about it. Because if we stop communicating, that's where all the kind of downfalls really, really come years on down the line, as has and will probably continue the vicious cycle of this misunderstood. Sure. What's another one of your favorite venues out there in LA?
Dude, Hotel Cafe,
I was gonna say the same thing.
bro. That's just like
Yeah.
an actual real show, you know? It's like a public of five, but it's actually like a real thing where you can have like a CD release
Oh
and like
man, yeah.
promote it, you know, and you can get paid.
Small room or big room?
Dude, both, but the small room sounds sick. I like the small room.
Woo! Yeah, small room, man, is my absolute favorite, man.
Yeah.
That's my favorite, probably my favorite venue that I've ever been to in LA.
Dude.
Just as far as like sound and
Yeah.
intimacy.
Yeah.
Ah, jeez.
I like the stage size on the big one. That was kind of big for us. We finally we had 7 different people, man, on the stage. It was fun, bro. Yeah, we had a
That's
violin,
awesome.
cello, and the uprights there too, right? So you can kind of like go back and forth
Yeah.
between, and it's easy, right? The sound is nice and
The
drums.
amount the amount of talent that comes through there, it's unbelievable. It's really incredible, man. And it's just like, wow. Like, wow, I'm just so glad I got to experience. You like walk away, especially in the small room. I feel like I've had a lot of good experiences in the small room. The
Mhm.
bigger room too. I've gotten to see some like really cool, some of my favorite artists. Um, but small room is like you just can. It just almost feels like you really can feel some some people's like just, man, like their real intent
Spirit,
when they wrote
bro.
that song. And they're, yeah, it's like, man,
It's so
yeah,
spiritual.
man.
It's so spiritual. I mean, that's why I songwrite,
So
man.
yeah, man. But I grew up here in Virginia, and just kind of grew up singing. One of my uncles really just kind of taught me about singing and songwriting.
Mm.
and got me my first keyboard and stuff like that. I actually started out playing piano more than anything. Well, I played saxophone in bands, from 6th grade to about 11th or 10th grade or so. Um, but other than that, man, piano was where I really started first, kind of writing songs and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you moved on to acoustic. How did that transition kind of take place?
You know, I think my uncle as well. I'm really thankful for him. He really influenced me in music a good amount, and just kind of kept pushing me to drive. I mean,
Mm.
pushing me to write. And he used to live in New Jersey, so when he would come down, I would be like, oh man, I got to have a song ready. And he would kind of be like, hey man, like where's your song? Like, why aren't you writing? And so it was a good pressure that he put on me, and I really look up to him as
Yeah.
well because of his songwriting abilities and ability to play instruments and stuff. And that kind of the ability to play instruments and stuff like that and sing kind of ran in the family. But I don't know if it would have happened. I don't know if I would have been a singer slash songwriter if he hadn't actually just put me one day and said, "Hey, you're singing at church."
Yeah.
And me and my three sisters. That's the first one of the first things I remember actually singing it and performing, and
Mm.
then him just kind of pushing me to little by little, just to, come in the recording booth with him. And I'm at a place where I'm just like, if I want to put it out, the song out, I'm gonna put the song out. In
Mm.
a sense, like
Exactly.
I feel like for me personally, I've done a good amount of waiting on it and waiting and waiting and waiting. Oh, it's not perfect yet. I gotta wait till I get the greatest producer. I gotta wait till I get someone that can really give me the sound like I really want it.
Yeah.
And I really try to have been trying to just kind of rid myself of that having to wait till it's perfect mindset.
Yes.
Um, just because I mean, at one point in my life, I was like, oh man, like your first impression is everything, which I believe there is truth to that,
Yeah.
but whose first impression is always going to be perfect, and maybe I just don't want to wait too long. I just want to be enjoying it and enjoy the growth process of it all, so maybe I put out my first songs and stuff like that. Not a whole bunch of people are listening to it.
Yeah.
That's fine, and maybe I look back on it like, dang, that could have been a lot better.
Mm.
Um, if only I hadn't known what I know now about recording or something like that. But I'm just trying my best to really just enjoy the process, man.
Yeah. Sounds like it's kind of coming from your gut. You write a song, but talk to me. How does that unfold typically these days?
Um, even in I guess if say if I'm writing like a pop type of song,
Mm-hmm.
or if I'm writing, it just depends. I think they come from a lot of different places,
Mm.
man. There's a song that I could just like the "He Can't Love You Like I Do" song. That came from like a deeper place where it's like, oh man, I'm really experiencing this, and this is like, it really just came straight from my core,
Yeah.
and like I was like, all right, like those are the lyrics because it felt those genuine to me, and they felt realistic to me,
Yeah.
um, and it just came out because it was a way of releasing some of the pain that was being felt. Ultimately, I'm like, if I like it, I'm cool with it, and
Yeah.
that's fine. And if I like it, I'm sure there's got to be somebody out there in the world that could identify with it as well. I'm not the most odd thing ever. I don't think any of us are the most odd thing ever. It's like
Yeah.
there are some people that are I don't mind saying if I like it, it's okay, because I believe that we all have our kind of niche. There's people that identify with the things that you say, and that I believe that we're here on Earth for to help out and to make a difference in their lives.
Mm.
So I just kind of go with that. I'm like, man, if that felt good to me, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put that one out. It's like if you hit a note or on the piano or something like that that sounds good to you, it's like it almost feels like, wow, I played a part in creating this.
Whoa.
And I think we're all, put on this earth, I believe, to be creative,
Yeah.
to continue to create, create good things, create new things. That's
Yeah.
a part of our, I think, human beings' DNA.
Yes.
I think that's a part of all of our purpose. Um, and so when you can I think instruments and music is an awesome way to feel a touch of creativity flowing through you, because it's like I could put together something that sounds really good to
Mm.
me, and I could put together something that makes me feel something. Wow, I think it's a really powerful thing. So